Yes.
Great. Okay.
Although it was not unseasonably warm where you are, according to your comment.
No.
So, yeah.
And we've heard similar from.
But I think the temperature's already
places.
dropping here, so whatever.
Yeah, it did. We had this morning. We were shooting some video.
And here we are talking about
eastern part of our own state, and we finish, and it's
get rid of that one.
Okay, we can get rid of this guy right here. And we finish, and we got to step outside, and thermometer's reading like 64 F, and in the sun it's like it's a lot more than that in the sun.
Great.
Baby.
It was great. I was a fan.
Got home and said, I'm hungry. I'm going to get out there on the grill because any day that I could be outside in February, and this marks, I think, 2 or 3 days.
And it wouldn't be grilling in the snow because all the snow melted.
The snow's gone.
Hi, Gettysburg, ma'am. And hello, Doug. Good to see you both. Woohoo! Woohoo! It is a party. Now, why is this not...
Party coming on right here.
There we go.
There it is. Thank you.
And Lisa, hi.
Hey, Lisa.
Oh, good, you're back. You're back on Facebook. And hi, Mom.
Oh, that's right. You were in jail. Baby. Yowza. It's so
okay. Satellite says it's been nice spring-like weather for weeks, but not this week.
But
yeah,
not this week.
Not when we get it, right?
Not this week, exactly. Well, we had to have a friend in Texas who sent me his weather report. It was like 23 and ice. Jeez.
Oh, yeah. No, there were comments. People were talking about ice and
DFW area.
Yeah,
and,
so.
It's totally plausible this time of year, various places
Hi, Peter.
in the nation. So I'm not surprised whatsoever.
And hello, Eric. Hello, Errol, and Alan and Elizabeth. Good to see you all.
Pretty much colder than Norman Tulsa. Yeah.
Yeah, I bet.
Sorry to hear, and
we got your warm weather today.
I'm not going to say we still get warm weather. I think it's just freak patterns are having some fun with us. They're just futzing with your brain. I think that's what's happening.
Lisa broke out. She's out.
Broke free.
I love it.
Riot going on in cell block number 9. Caused by Lisa.
Wait, what were we saying? Like freak weather pattern? That's a good drink name.
Freak weather
pattern. I'm writing it down.
There
Someone's
you go.
going to make the freak weather pattern.
Freak weather pattern. I like it. That's the sort of thing you used to hear years ago. Freak weather pattern. And it was sort of a generic term. Lately we're hearing things like cyclone bomb. What's the other one?
Franklin says 72 in South Carolina right now. I'm envious.
Yeah. Well, hello.
Hi, Julie.
How about that? It kind of felt like 72 where we were, but I bet you're talking right now East Coast time. Yeah, right now East Coast time. We're talking more like
Gettysburg Ma'am says it was
40.
warm 2 hours ago. Now it's 37. What happened?
Boom.
Right?
Yeah. We lost.
Julie's ready for spring and cocktails.
We lost the sun. I think that's what happened. It was one of those days where in bright sun.
Eric, you're right.
Wow. In the shade, it was kind of cool. And so as soon as you lose the sun, it goes right down, baby.
I feel like March is when Mother Nature gets crazy here.
Pretty testy.
So it's a little
right
early this year, but
maybe we're just like
whatever.
A month off, like I've seen many times. I remember going to work and taking a walk because it was like 74 F in January.
I remember that.
I'm like, I'm going to go out there and take a walk on the east side there and just like walk straight up under the bridges and back again. That's when I worked lower Manhattan. And that was cool.
Hi, Mark. Good to see you.
It's not going to happen tomorrow, and it's
Dad.
not going to happen the next time, Hey, Mom. Okay, kids, remember, keep yourself out of trouble, blah, blah, blah. So anyway.
Mom and Dad are going to have a little drink.
Yeah, Mom and Dad are going to have a little drinking.
Something.
It's certainly reached happy hour time here. Anyway, I think it's nigh on. Nigh on.
Oh, Gettysburg Ma'am. Eric says hi over on YouTube.
Hey, there you go. If you're wondering about these cross comments, we are on both platforms.
They're on Facebook
always,
and YouTube.
I say this every time. The regulars will be like, yep, we've heard of this all. But hey, if one of these conks out on you, right to the other. If you want to be on both simultaneously, hey, be my guest.
But apparently there's a delay.
In one of them. I think
on
it's
YouTube. There's
delay.
a YouTube delay. So
it strangely favors Facebook, which is not meaningful.
Hi,
because
Sherry.
We're broadcasting through Vimeo, actually. And Vimeo is just feeding it. So I guess
Eric,
Facebook picks
she
the
says
feed
hello
fast.
back.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, yeah, Sherry says it went from 60s yesterday to the 20s today in Indiana. Sherry, you inspired my drink idea because I'm going to name one barometric pressure. So.
Under pressure. Yeah.
So I think it's time to...
Well, there's like 5-6 minutes in, and I got nothing in my hand.
Shaken.
Well, let's get shaking, shall we? You know what
so
you're
do
doing?
you want to make the barometric pressure, or should I?
Why don't you make the barometric pressure? I was going
Okay,
to
but first I'm going to start with a delicious rye drink. Because we've got rye again.
We've got rye again.
So I'm going to make
a
rye drink.
We happened to be near one of our favorite stores today and said, "Oh, are we low on anything?"
Just happened to be driving by.
And she said, "Are you low on everything?" I'm like, "We're low on several things.
We're low on everything.
Low on everything. I can take this away." And so we did get those things, and then decided, "What about this? Oh, that looks fun."
Hi, Devin.
Before you know it, it's time to leave the store before your paycheck is gone.
Oh, Peter says, yes, crazy weather calls for some tequila. We bought tequila today.
We did buy tequila.
All right,
and with a zip strip or lack thereof.
No, there is. There's a zip strip.
You don't want to get it under your nail, though. That happens.
No, I don't.
Is there a zip strip?
Hi, Johnny.
Oh, maybe not. Me without my tool. I tell you.
Oh, there's a pull tab.
But in order to get to the pull tab, let's see here.
They don't make it easy.
No, make it easy. This is so the kids can't get into the rye.
If you can get the bottle open.
So the kids can't get into the rye. I think, any kid I know would be able to figure that part out.
Oh, thanks, Devin. Oh, go to the aquarium. That sounds like fun. I've been to an aquarium a long time.
That sounds like a great time. So, wait.
Thank you, Elizabeth. Yeah, Devin and Elizabeth both said that at the same time. Thank you.
Bang. There we go, babies. Off we go into the wildly under. Rothoot.
I'm going to make what am I calling this?
Drink. What are you calling this?
I don't think I've named this one yet.
This is the single barrel. I don't think we've had this particular blend of Sazerac. Shall we give this a sniff to see where it is?
Why not?
Yeah,
Get the tasting glasses.
Tasting. Burr for you, Hamilton for me. Nope, Burr for me. No, Hamilton for me. Okay.
I'll take Burr. That's all right.
That has a really nice blended smell to it, like a good bourbon, but it's a rye. That just means that the mash bill is tilted towards the rye.
Hello.
And this is probably coming in about 90 proof or more. 45, 90 proof. Yeah. These ryes tend to be a little higher.
Blanc de Blanc. Nice, Errol.
Blanc de Blanc. Oh.
I like that.
That's kind of a nice
Hi,
thing,
Kelly.
Yeah. Hello. Mahalo to you, too. Will we see you at the lake this year? I know a few years ago you were really gunning for it, so were we. And yeah, we know what happened. I know last year you were unable to because life does...
Yummy.
Yeah, life does meh things, that's why. But if we'll see you and Pete, just asking. So.
Yum Ola.
90 proof?
Nirbiter.
Wow, that's smooth.
What's that?
That's actually... Usually 90, I'm like, oh, I can tell that bite.
I know, yeah, no, it's good. It's smoother than I expected.
10 proof up from what you're used to?
When I
this is deceptive.
Sniffed it, I was like, wow, okay.
Hello.
Yeah, no, this is...
I'm feeling the burn, though. Feel the burn? Again, I'm feeling the burn. Yep. That's pretty smooth. I spent some nice time in a barrel, gotta say.
I mix them with that. Now I just need a shaker.
Okay.
Should I?
I can get a shaker.
Thank you.
I don't mind if I do. Elevator going down.
So anyway, yes, I'm making a drink with the Sazerac Single Barrel Select. Thank you. Nice thing about the trip to the liquor store today was we had a $10 credit. So they're like, would you like to use your $10 credit? Yeah. Yes, I would. Thank you.
I mean, one is tempted to just keep accumulating that credit until it's just like you have $200 worth of credit and you just put several bottles on the counter. Oh, it's free, What do you pay for? But that's going to take a really long time. So I'll take the $10 now, thanks.
Okay, 2 ounces of rye.
Oh, also, like a little savings tip for people. You checked on which... Ibotta to see if any of those Bottas that we bought would get us a little credit, but it didn't. So you gotta check Ibotta. But they are available for that. Ibotta is just sort of generalized savings.
It's an app.
A lot of brands. Yeah, a lot of brands actually participate in this, and across the board, it's not.
But if you're gonna buy things like really.
Here, I'll get you to.
Really, I don't know what you say. This is gonna come out wrong, but like common things like Campari and Grand Marnier and stuff.
Staples. We'll use that term.
Get the Ibotta app because usually there's like $5 back or something. So.
All right. What else are you putting in this baby?
I'm going to use another new acquisition today.
Hello.
The Giffard pineapple.
We've seen this on the shelf for some time, and we've always just been occupied with something else.
And I was excited to buy this too, 1/2 ounce. This is really just going to be a sour, rye sour variation.
You know something? Haven't tried this straight up, so I think I will. We tried it earlier in a thing that you made that was very good.
Did.
Might just have to make that again on the air. I don't know.
And a 1/2 ounce fresh lemon juice.
Very nice aroma to this.
I'm keeping this one very simple and clean.
That's actually like very pretty. It's not subtle necessarily. It's just it's not overstated. I drank it. Would you like to try it?
It's okay.
I'll get you some. Yeah.
All right.
Here we go. Just a little to sample.
All right.
A lot of pineapple things that you could try just kind of taste like tasting a pineapple lifesaver. Like very forward, very one note, and you know perfectly fine in terms of a candy.
It's good.
But this is actually like
it's not.
We extracted pineapple. You know.
It's not super sweet actually.
Not super sweet. Okay.
Oh, Mark likes it. Yes. They use more wheat, not rye, in the mash. Okay.
There we go.
It's a pineapple liqueur.
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 Liqueur. It's a pineapple liqueur. Yes.
I know someone who calls them liqueurs.
Liqueurs.
Oh, thanks, Mark. Mark likes the ice bucket. We repainted, we redecorated our living room around this ice bucket.
If it looks fairly reddish and you're looking at that color right there, it's literally...
We literally redecorated around this ice bucket.
This room is this color. But all its other colors, too. The green, the purple, they're on the curtains. You got to step by sometime, Booba. Just saying. But Jafar products, they really do rock. These are it's a really nice line. And yeah, we've seen more of them appearing even in our more local stores that didn't really used to carry this kind of stuff. It's really crept right in, which is like thumbs.
You got to keep up on these.
Oh.
Okay.
Glad to. Let me bust this in
the
back.
It is 4 dashes of aromatic bitters.
Okay.
Like I said, I'm keeping this one simple. Because I'm going to go a little crazier for barometric pressure.
So that was rye, pineapple, and?
Lemon.
How much lemon?
Fresh lemon juice.
Lemon juice. Shake, strain, cocktail?
Yes. Shake with ice and strain into a cocktail. That's enough.
Boom.
And I even put some glasses in the freezer. I need to be cured.
A lot of fun going on there on the YouTube.
Liqueur.
Oh, by the way, Hooper, I know where to get another one, but you'd have to go to Ohio.
Yeah, the funny thing is we saw one at Flower Child, and I was like, oh, I don't know. I wanted to ask about it, and then I didn't. And then we went to Sweet Lorraine, and they had the exact same ice bucket.
Same ice bucket.
You know, it's a sign.
It was a sign that we really should take a look. And frankly, their price was very good. I think better than over at Flower Child. And I thought, you know something? It is a sign. It was really, we were in the mode to find specific objet, particularly barware and clothing, and we did. And I was like, I'm not cheaping out right now on these sorts of things. So I said, buy it.
Garnish with a twist of lemon.
And garnish with a twist. And there we go. Yeah, you know, that would be a pretty enjoyable road trip from your direction. I'm thinking to myself, more or less the amount of time it would take us to get there. Come to think of it. Maybe a little more. I don't know from Little Rock. I have to do the math on that. But hey, it's a good road trip.
I need to be liqueured.
Oh, that's really nice.
I'm not going to say who says that. She's not. I'm sure she's not watching, but we know someone who says liqueur. Liqueur. She's a liqueur professional too.
Liqueur professional. Yeah. Well, you know, whether it's liqueurs, however in the world you want to throw too many Q's in there.
Oh, Christopher says Flower Child. Yes, in Ohio. I live 15 minutes away. We love Cleveland. I love Cleveland.
Cleveland is...
Peter says Wine Trail. All
right.
Wine Trail. We still got to do Glendora's Wine Trail.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
oh, yeah.
Glendora's Wine Trail. Hi, Keith. Good to see you.
Never far from our thoughts. I will tell you, Cleveland is just one of those cities that for a long time in our experience was just a joke. It was a punchline, like Detroit. And it's just like, yeah. Everyone likes to beat up on these Midwest industrial cities. But these days, these are like totally coming back, and there's all this stuff there and features, and it's like, these are cool little cities.
Let us know when you're going to Tiki Underground, because we are always a trip to Tiki Underground.
I like a takeover.
We love them.
When we were there...
Thank you, Keith. That's so
sweet. In the
sweet.
spring of last year, at which point everybody was able to do such things, what happened? we're doing our show broadcast from there, and then we got Gorilla Bomb to buy Paniolo Paul. It's like, hello, where'd you come from? He said,
I know.
I was traveling across the country. I saw that you were going to be here. I said, I can coincide that.
Yeah.
So we suddenly had a bar back. It was great. It was really cool.
I think
He's a fun guy.
Yeah, I'm all about Tiki Underground. They're awesome. And it's like, Cleveland's like, what, 20 minutes?
Yeah, it's really like these cities, you know, if you're talking Kent, Akron, Cleveland, they're all really proximate in there. And, you know, there's just a lot of activity happening. Kent's a big college town, of course. So there's always been a lot of quality things happening. Akron is the rubber city. And it's always, I think it's always been just kind of weird.
Thank you.
And
it's always been weird.
What's when you look at the music that came out of there in the 70s. I think he means that in a good way. Yeah, music that came out of there in the 70s, it's like, it's pretty bent. And I'm calling that a really positive thing. Not a lot of hits on the charts, but it's a lot of stuff I listen to.
Liquid therapy. I'm having some liquid therapy right now.
Yeah. Go to the last drop. Oh, wait, that's coffee. But yeah, I would like a takeover idea. That's a fun idea. So, yeah.
I want to go.
Did you actually respond to the
lady? I did.
Thank you, Kate. I'll thank you, too.
Okay, thank you. Yes, please do keep us posted.
Yeah, well, listen. Yeah, keep us in the loop because, and in the loop, by which I mean...
Oh, Sherry says Chrissy Hind is from that area. Chicago. I'm not surprised. A lot of very talented people are from there.
Yeah, and there's that...
Eric says Cleveland is a psychological swear word for me. Don't you live there?
Yeah, wait a minute.
I thought you lived there.
Well, there's that Pretenders song, which I think is it called My City Was Gone? That's like the lyric, right? And she starts name-checking all these places, and she calls it Cuyahoga Falls. And I'm like, you know, I never really knew that until I looked at the map. I'm like, oh yeah, Cuyahoga Falls. There it is, man. Akron, home for Devo. Yeah, absolutely. Devo, Bizarros, Rubber City Rebels. They're pretty funny guys. Kai Pig, Waitresses.
Akron. Oh yeah.
Waitresses Akron, and they of course made it really, really big. And I tell you, I really, really like their albums.
Ohio,
like they're really solid. But you know, Chris is just like a very inventive guy, and they had a great lead gal, who unfortunately smoked a lot, so she's not with us any longer. So that happens, man. These things. The Dead Boys, Perubu. Boy, you can just keep on going with Cleveland. You know, some of it. The stuff that was far out was pretty violent, actually. You know, and the stuff that was just a little bent was just it was feeding the new wave. This is what was happening at the time. Pretty fun. Like a lot of those bands, like the Bizarros. They got a great lead guy too. It's kind of one note singer, but man, it's a good note.
It's a good note.
It's a good note. So, yeah.
Errol says, saw a bumper sticker. It said, if you're going to be weird, do it with confidence. The bumper sticker was upside down.
It's a great way to go.
Oh, Eric's in Pittsburgh.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. I knew you'd mentioned Cleveland. Yeah, the nightmare of trying to get home from Cleveland. Yes, that was it. Because I knew you had. Let's see.
We've done the drive Cleveland-Pittsburgh, I think, a couple of different ways.
Yes, Keith, we love that song. And Teach Me Tiger. That's great. And we just heard that on the radio a few weeks ago.
Yeah, I think it was on the Saturday morning show.
Yeah, on WFMU.
And I was like, hey, April.
Yeah, we love that song.
April, I believe, comes from Buffalo area, and April Stevens' brother, Nino Tempo. That's why Nino Tempo and April Stevens were brother and sister. Which means that all of the love songs they do are a little weird.
It's a little strange.
Although they do what I consider the absolute kick-ass version of Land of a Thousand Dances. Mm-hmm. And there's even a Scopatone for this thing. That is wow.
Oh.
Tell you.
Oh yeah, Alan.
Vote.
Alan and Elizabeth say Devo was nominated for intro to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Vote.
Vote.
Okay.
Cast your vote.
I will.
The fact that they haven't made to the Hall of
Fame.
That's
kind of weird.
And the Hall of Fame is like,
but I know things like that are
very political and silly and what the hell.
Yeah, I don't know.
There's all sorts of groups that have just not even got that. MC5 is nominated this year. I'm like, this year for MC5? These guys are like the ground floor for hard rock in the 70s, man. What?
I know, because it's like this week is the SAG Awards. So I have to go vote for the SAG Awards because I'm a SAG member. Mm-hmm. And oh, yes, Gettysburg, ma'am. Thank you. Yes, it's jellyfish.
Isn't that a good thing?
Thank you.
I was actually wearing this today, and it seemed
Steve
highly
Bader,
appropriate.
as Mark says.
Steve.
Steve.
Given name Steve Bator. how the hell do you name your kid Steve Bator? Well, I don't even think anybody Bator. But anyway, he had a little more fun with that.
Was that his last name?
It was literally Bator.
Well, that's why they gave him that name.
That's why they gave him that name.
Because it was their name.
But he made himself stiff. Apparently, so there's a famous piece of video of the Stooges playing at the Cincinnati Pop Festival in like August of 1970. It was televised.
An Akron native.
It was televised, and there's this great piece where the Iggy himself steps out into the audience in what is sort of heralded as like, you know, the first stage dive, but it isn't a dive. He's just standing on the audience. They're holding him up, and somebody hands him a jar of peanut butter. So he's like, oh, so he grabs a jar of peanut butter and he's kind of spreading it all over himself. He's bare-chested at the time. And it's apparently the person who hands him the jar of peanut butter was Steve Bators. So I'm thinking, well, first of all, why did you have a jar of peanut butter at a rock show? Which was on a ball field.
Was that planned?
You can see this.
Random?
This is one of these things that used to be very rare, but just go to your YouTubes and check it out. And it's a great piece. I think they're playing 1970 at the time. And it's...
Oh, Keith says my last name is Please, awful as a child.
Ah.
Oh.
Yeah, well, the taunting you would get for unusual names, but that's okay.
I feel like Bader was probably pretty bad, though.
Well, you know, he did grow up to beat people up. So
what would you rather have, Dweezil Zappa or Nurbiter?
Yeah, Dweezil, Moon Unit, and then there's always Ahmet. It's like, oh, he just got a sort of a straight ahead name, didn't he? How about that?
I've known people
named Shake Your Booty himself.
I've known people named Moon. Not Moon Unit, but Moon, just as their first name. So.
Yeah. Moon. So, it's not implausible.
Yeah.
Not implausible. There are other...
Unit is kind of an unusual middle name.
Moon Unit.
Hi, Amy.
Moon Unit is fun.
We're talking music here, Amy. I'm glad you're here.
I think in the real Frank Zappa book, which is probably much better than most other books about Frank, because he wrote it, he says that Moon Unit's first word was "werp," because she was there as like really a toddler while he was editing a tape, and had a tape, analog tape, you rock it back and forth, back and forth, and your words go back, warp, rip, warp, 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 and then you cut. So her first word is warp. That's kind of hilarious. So she later, of course, had a whole singing career of her own, and I remember the video got a lot of airplay on MTV. Never heard it anywhere else.
I remember she wrote it. I don't know if she's written more books, but I remember she wrote one book, so I read it.
Yeah. And of course, there was the Top 40 hit with
Are you going to make something?
What the heck? I'm kind of dry.
I think you are.
I need a little something, don't I? Why don't I? Anyway, so I was thinking that Unseasonably, well, it's kind of seasonable to have this dapper guy here. Although, he's good any time of the year because he's dressed for the occasion. So I figured we don't use Mr. too much because it's a little leaky, so I'll be careful with him. That's what I'll do.
Translation. Tomorrow morning, this computer will be covered in cocktails.
Yeah, probably tonight if I'm not careful. So I will be... you want to pull this over here just a little ways?
Yeah, it's better than electronic artist Dick Hyman. We were just talking about this, not with people's names, but there was some company name. Do you remember what it was now? And I was thinking, like, they should have really said that out loud before they named their company. I'm trying to remember what it was.
There's a number of them, and the first one that comes to mind is the convenience chain in the Midwest.
Amy says, I feel like Norm walking into Cheers.
Yeah, really, you know. Hey, everybody. Hey, Norm. Hey, Norm. Hi, Norm.
Norm.
Hey, Coach. Early season. So.
Oh, good night, Mark.
Yay!
Yeah. Yes.
Uh-oh. Well, beer and chili time.
Have fun. A hi to Ruth.
Love straight back to you, crazy kids. It was great to see you in January.
Aww.
Gotta tell you. At Trader Vic's. Oh, man.
Aww.
Cool Anta is a great place to be in January. Gotta tell you. And it snowed. It snowed on us. It was crazy. So.
Oh, jeez. Keith. Says, I thought my last name was awful until I met my high school buddy, Steve Sonovich.
Well, if he was a real wise guy, that would just be so appropriate, and maybe he would just completely coast by that. You know, I remember a guy in my high school whose last name was Ronchie.
We love you back.
You know, raunchy, and it's like whatever. You can't do too much of that. So what? So
thank you guys.
You know, we talk about corporate names that should have been vetted through a group of 12-year-old boys.
Oh, Mardi Gras.
Oh, yeah, good.
That's great. We got Mardi Gras meals, but it was not on Mardi Gras, so I'm all turned around now.
Oh, I got to tell you. Well, the Lions made the meals, and we decided that was a good little thing to donate
Oh, have you
to.
heard this?
So?
Warp, we are reasonable people.
Oh. No, I've never heard of
Eric
Warp.
says there's a record label called Warp. In the early days, they claimed it meant we are reasonable people. Oh, Errol says, had a friend in the Navy named Pinion. He was an electronic tech.
Another name, bias, mechanic. Oh, geez.
Oh,
Yeah, you got it mixed up, fellas.
Yeah, that's funny.
Bias should have either been doing clothing or actually working on tape decks. And, yeah, Pinion. I tell you, he definitely should have been working on the undercarriage. So anyway, well, I got to make something. Jeez, what am I doing here? So we've actually picked up a bottle the other day of the Kraken Attacks New York. Dun, dun, dun.
Which is just Kraken with a limited edition label.
Limited edition label. If you collect such things, there it is. Good old 94 proof. Kraken's doing it. And on their site...
Should have taken a picture before we mess up the label.
On their site... Okay, I'll pour it this way so we don't mess up the label. Specifically has a few things that you can mix up. And they call everything a cocktail. They're not all cocktails. But this one is. This is the Kraken.
Okay.
Yeah, that really sounds all wrong. But I'm going to make it anyway.
How do they spell it? With a K-R-A-K?
K-R-A-K, Hatton.
Okay.
So that's actually slightly short. This is 1.5 ounces.
Okay.
It's bizarre. This is a 1 1/4 double-sided measure. Who the hell needs 1 1/4 of anything? Crazy. Okay. 1, half, 1.5, 2. Yeah, you'd use those measurements. So there we go. 1.5 of that. 1/2 ounce of, it calls for Applejack, which we're out of. So I'm going to sub brandy, and it will taste identical. Really.
I'll say Applejack, though.
Say Applejack. This is what they're calling for. I would actually do that. I'm not going to taste the difference, and neither will you. But if you have Applejack, use it. If you're
might be a super taster.
If you're a super taster, I'm sorry.
What else?
Okay, 1 dash each of the old-fashioned bitters using Angostura. Okay, I use a couple dashes. 1 dash isn't going to do anything. And of the orange Angostura. There are other great oranges out there, but this is excellent, and your supermarket has it. And this tastes different than the other ones. So I'm like, yeah, you kind of have to have more than one. That's fun. And I totally forgot the sweet vermouth, so I'm going to go get it.
Oh, we bought the Kraken coffee. Amy, I liked it. I really enjoyed it, but you know, your mileage may vary, but I liked it. I think we still have some. I'm just going
to bring this over. Happen to have some Carpano on hand. This is truly a superior product, and I recommend it for your Manhattans and your Manhattan variations like such. If you're thinking, Kraken Hatton? I'm going to try it. 1/2 ounce.
I know. I'm skeptical, but...
One is susceptible. So I was susceptible, that's why I'm trying it. Let's see. And we're going to bust this over here.
Is that it?
And that's all that anybody said to anybody about anything. I'm going to shake with ice. I'm going to shake gently with ice. With this one, you don't really want to be vigorous because this seal is
otherwise
not
I'm
that
going to be
great.
wearing it.
I only give that sort of a stir that people would do with a spoon. It should be perfectly fine. And you can tell when this guy is getting cold, or when your drink's getting cold, because this guy gets very cold. The metal is transmitting the heat very well, or in this case the cold. That seems pretty fair. And you unscrew the snoot. And I think I will actually do something smart in this case to save all of these parts. Do it.
Be smart.
Be smart.
I like that.
For one, you might have
smart people.
You might have noticed a fun little pink umbrella on that drink over there. I have a fun little red umbrella.
Oh my gosh, I still have to add those to our store.
Oh, put them on the store. Yeah.
I know.
These are going to be on our store up on Amazon before long. So if you like these a lot, they're a lot of fun. These are made by Fred, I believe, who makes all sorts of fun little accoutrements like that. I'm going to actually use a bar towel so that if things happen to spill,
I recommend it.
then it's going to spill here, not there.
Wait, is his head going to come off?
No. Okay. There we go. You really have to tilt him pretty far to get this to go.
I'm just so afraid his head's going to crash into the glass.
Oh, look, get your hand out. Get your hand out of there. Get your hand out of there. This is really quite a drippy mess. Gotta tell you. Not pouring very well. It's a great device.
Oh, Keith, that's the same shaker.
Yeah.
Oh, Amy, if you're not a coffee fan, you won't like it.
No, not gonna like it. I'm not gonna.
Oh, thank you, Satellite. Satellite likes the pink one. He's a little drippy.
He's mighty drippy.
He's more for show, I think.
He's more for show, I think. And I tell you what, I'm not even going to bother. I think there's too much ice in there for this guy. So I'm going to reseal. I can admit when something is like a little more, decorative than functional. And I am going.
Now I'm covered with.
Yeah, you are.
Crack Hatton.
Which means that the crack Hatton, which luckily is mostly liquor.
Thank you.
There you go. Well, we have a few of these on here.
So it's like cleaning fluid itself.
One of these guys right here. So we're just going to very carefully do that. And there we go. There's your crack Hatton right there. I know, this still sounds all wrong. You're having a what?
I said crack Hatton. Yeah, that sounds like
a
different type of
5 different kinds of wrong. Tell you. But I think this will actually work out pretty well.
Oops.
Or not.
Uh-oh. Broke the glass.
Broke the glass.
Oh no.
Move that computer out of there quickly. Move that out of there quickly.
It's out. Please. It's out. Yeah, unplug.
Take that away and clean it off,
live
please.
video. Here, hand me the spray.
Well, let's take that out of there completely.
I got this.
I'm actually going to drink through my broken glass. That's what I'm going to do.
Live video, you guys.
Just broke a glass. Never broken one of these things. There's always one time for one thing. I tell you, all I was trying to do is put this guy's head back on, and big fun coming through.
Oh, that sounds fun. Oh, Keith, you're sweet. Thank you. Satellite says we have a shaker on the shelf that looks like a fire extinguisher. It says thirst extinguisher. Mm-hmm. Jerry says blame it on the change in barometric pressure. I blame it on...
You have no idea how much I hate breaking glassware. And this is our decorative glassware.
I know.
And this is it.
But you know what?
So I'm going to soak this up.
See, glass is broken. It's a party now.
Now it's a party. I gotta tell you. Okay, I'm going to move this out of here. Because
he always gets so upset when he breaks something. But when someone else breaks something, he's fine with it. So let's all make him feel better. If you bring the sponge, that'll be real easy.
I tell you, I say, why waste?
There was another glass in the, uh-oh, are you going to lick the bar?
Oh, no, not at all.
Oh, no. He just did that.
This was clean to start with, so I have this is not a bar rag. It's just a PT. Watch out for glass fragments, right?
Yeah.
What a waste of good liquor. I don't feel like wasting it. So we're just going to soak them right up, folks.
He's a Depression-era kid who was born like 30 years too late.
Both of my parents lived through it, so, you pick up on these things. My whole family. Yeah, they kind of got shell-shocked, and some of that never left. Okay, do you want to take that out of there and put it off?
No, you know what I'm going to do? I got this. You enjoy your cocktail.
Bar towel cocktail. That's what I'm going to do. Why? Because this show is all about entertainment. We will do completely absurd things. But hey, I was looking forward to this, and I wanted to try it, and suddenly my glass is in 5 pieces. And is this clumsy? Well, you know what? I guess like wrangling that shaker and the rest of this is a bit clumsy. And what the heck? This is obviously going to be a lot sticky because of the Carpano. So I'm trying to get all of this up here.
Oh, we didn't even use our bar towel. Can I wipe it now? Do you mind?
Please, I wish you would. Okay. Yep. Down we go. All
right.
Nice. Cleany.
Here.
There we have it.
I'm going to do this in 2 parts. It's all part of it. Okay. Just squeeze the sponge into the glass. It's all soapy, but I appreciate the idea. Oh, Errol, we've done that so many times. Errol says, you just barely chipped a shot glass and it broke. Yep. I do it like sometimes in the sink. Barely clipped it on the kitchen entryway. Yeah, I've done it on the sink spout, the faucet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can easily hit a glass there. It's just or the carafe for the coffee. I haven't done this side yet. The coffee carafe, that will just chip like that, and then it's just toast. Okay, look a little better. Okay, we can do that.
All right. It's fine. We have more glasses, have more. I was a little afraid of that shaker. I had a feeling of doom about Mr. Penguin.
I thought he was just going to lick everywhere, which did.
Lisa's laughing about the Bartel cocktail.
Delicious.
I'm asking her, what's the problem?
Yeah,
well, you know, that's...
We'll do absurd things.
It wouldn't be Paul if he didn't squeeze them.
You know, I actually don't see any glass fragments in here. So I'm calling this safe. I'm going to go for this.
Amy says, you can't drink that with broken glass. My grandfather, who owned a bar, would be very upset. Oh. A cocktail is never to be wasted, Peter says.
I gotta tell you.
I know. Well,
it's a little warm, though, so I'm going to throw
right
a cube
here.
in there. Throw a Cuban in there.
Can you?
Yep.
Thank you.
Glad to.
I don't know why cigars are now involved, but...
No, none can say, right? Anyway. Boom.
It's fine.
All right.
Although I will take the
Yeah,
spray.
you know something? Your grandfather's nothing to worry about. There are no fragments. We managed to...
I hope not.
That sucker broke in 5 clean parts.
Thank you. Speaking of cleaning.
Which kind of implies that there were already some fracture lines in the glass. That's the thing.
Well, that's the thing.
Like you say, you go tink and it falls into 10 pieces.
Hi, Jeff. Good to see you.
Certainly seen it happen with shakers, which are much sturdier glass.
Right. Clean.
So here's the thing I can report.
Wait, hold on. Lisa says, Errol wouldn't have even bothered using a sponge or paper towels. He would just slipped it off the bar. That's what I was afraid he might do.
Take the straw and just like...
I was afraid Paul might just start licking it. Like the deer I saw next door that just started licking the people's deck.
Because the deck had all that salt on it.
Deck.
Had all that salt on the deck. Because it was during the winter. And the deer will do such things. They do other weird things too. Now this bar top, this is like a composite, and then this is a piece of glass, and of course there's a lip here. So I got to get in there a little later and get some of the sticky stuff up. That happens over time with such things.
I think I did kind of a good job.
So if you want to watch the rebroadcast on that, you can see that fine piece of glassware like speak its last. What a shame. I got half a cocktail here. It is glass free. I'm getting a cold one.
Probably.
Tastes slightly of Bounty.
Glass free, probably. 2 cocktails and a broken glass. Pat's asking, what did I miss? 2 cocktails and broken glass.
Yep. See, I've got a different glass here. I should be using one of these guys. However,
there is another one of these in the freezer.
I am going to use... Well, I'll save it. I'm going to use my little umbrella because I had it before. So there we go. These umbrellas
my little umbrella
will be up on our site there, Amazon Shop. You can see it on the lower left corner. These are made by Fred. You will put those up there tonight, perhaps?
Either tonight or tomorrow.
We'll try. We'll see what's what. I'm not going to put pressure on. We've had a long day, and there's another long couple coming. So check it out if you think these are cool. They are fun. These are silicone or silicone rather. So they're totally impervious, and they're even heat resistant. So I wouldn't put it in a flaming cocktail necessarily, but it'll fit on your glass and it'll identify your glass because these come in like 6 different colors, and they're super fun. And I don't think they're like priced up or anything. They're very reasonable.
Well, we'll find out.
Mm-hmm. Still checking here to make sure I'm not missing any fragments. It's deceptive because the liquor swirls a little bit. That's just the nature of it. I will say that the Kraken is quite respectable. A lot less sweet than I thought it might be because of the Kraken. And it's balanced. It's made like a Manhattan, like a sweet Manhattan. I might vary that up by throwing in some dry vermouth because I happen to like a perfect Manhattan. But otherwise, it's well done. So, Kraken still sounds wrong no matter how many times you say it. But it's all right. So there we go.
Kraken.
Oh, yeah. So, live TV folks.
The Kraken.
You remember when the big problem with live TV was like the refrigerator wouldn't open for the gal doing the demonstration? That was the big fun part. Well, we're back.
What?
We're back to, there's a famous scene where a gal's trying to do a kitchen demonstration for like Frigidaire or GE fridges. And this is great.
A commercial?
No, it was a live thing, like a 30-minute commercial, really.
Okay.
And she's like, and it's so easy to open, and the door is completely jammed shut. This is a great gag, So that was 1952, big fun. Well, we're back there now, and then things break on live.
Like the bar. I was afraid he was going to do that.
Not going to happen.
I was afraid he was going to do
that.
Not
going to happen here.
And Amy's grandfather's rolling over in his grave.
You can summon the spirit of Gran and tell him that this thing is 100% glass fragment free. This
I hope I'm not like calling 911 later because you ingested glass.
Don't we know a guy who eats glass for a living?
Yeah, we do, but...
We do, but he bleeds. He does. I don't do that.
I just never would have thought...
Lucky he eats light bulbs.
This is how Paul and I are different. I never would have thought to absorb the drink with paper towels and squeeze it into glass.
As it was, I had already absorbed the drink, and I thought, why am I throwing this away? I just mixed this. This towel was clean 5 seconds ago, and now it's soaked with this drink, and that's it.
It's just kind of hitting me now that you did that.
You notice I didn't use the sponge on that? Yeah, not going to happen. So
I know, but you probably have paper fibers in there.
Well, you're ingesting a few paper fibers many ways. I mean, if you eat off of paper plates, if you're using paper napkins and such, I mean, tissues, paper fibers all over the place. And if you pull a tissue out, that probably vaporizes a few fibers. You probably breathe that.
I feel like you need...
Luckily, your body's a bit resistant to that.
I realize you made the crack hatton, but I'm thinking maybe this needs to be the paper fiber...
The fiber hatton.
Fiber hatton.
Make drink, spill on bar,
paper hatton.
Absorb, squeeze back into glass,
Apparently you drink glass for a living. Too. Amy says apparently you drink glass for a living now.
Not a single fragment.
Satellite would have done the same. Okay.
Yep. There we go.
Why waste? I am all about rescuing what you can.
Why waste? That's the thing.
Drink slow, leave the dregs. No worries then about glass.
I will say without any fear of contradiction, on this show, we have a stated position. We do not believe in alcohol abuse.
Oh, Keith, thank you.
So I'm not going to abuse the alcohol by throwing it away. And so I got half a drink out of it anyway, because, some of it just kind of went to the ether. And that's actually pretty good. It went quickly. I should have taken my time.
Poured one out for your dead friends.
I poured the libation. That's the thing. You have a drop to the gods kind of thing. Of course, now I'm out of drink. So it went pretty quickly.
Kelly, I think what am I obsessed with, Eric? I thought that was so weird. I did think that was weird.
The rescuing of the drink?
Yes.
I was also thinking if I do see glass fragments, they're heavy and they're going to settle, and I'm going to take the advice from Aperol Dare. Drink slow, leave the dregs. Drink slow, leave the dregs. I mean, that's the case with a lot of stuff.
As long as I'm not calling 911.
If you have like some unfiltered wine and you're like, oh, this is kind of a lot of sediment there, drink slow. They settle, just leave it and toss it. That's the thing. We've had such things, these natural wines, unfiltered, and there's a lot of lees hanging out in the bottom there, which is just part of the wine experience.
The wine experience.
Part of the wine experience.
That's what we could call Glendora's wine tour. Glendora's wine experience.
Glendora's wine experience.
I like it. All right, what are you making next? Since you want to.
Well, I guess we need to do some.
You can either do the barometric pressure or the freak weather pattern.
It's a little sticky. I'm going to give this a little more.
How is that sticky?
How is that?
Scrubbed it with a
sticky. Yeah,
soap.
It was soap and everything. Yeah, I know.
I think that's phantom stick.
Phantom stick.
It's phantom stickiness.
We're suffering from phantom stick syndrome. FSS,
Phantom stickiness.
PSS. Hilarious. I guess I named it Freak Weather Pattern. I guess I should probably do that. So we actually
have do either.
A few fun things happening behind us that I might be able to use. Oh, I forgot the cherry. Well, I didn't get to that because my glass broke.
Just as well.
So anyway,
you could do a cherry in the next
add a cherry to your crack at.
Do a cherry in the
next
make
a crack.
Oh, the paper fibers.
Yeah.
I don't like pulpy orange juice either, Eric. No. I don't think it belongs in a cocktail, which is kind of the only reason we ever buy orange juice.
The other thing about paper fibers is that products that are designed for food use, napkins, paper plates or whatever, have to be non-toxic. That's by law. So am I worried about that? No. Is it edible? No. Which means it's just going to pass right through. Just more fiber.
Sherry says, when I worked in a bar, left behind drinks were tributes to the Bear Fairy.
Bear Fairy.
I love that. Have you ever had a mixologist to join your show? Have we?
Like kind of a guest mixologist.
Like a guest mixologist?
I don't think we have, as a matter of fact.
No.
So we've had
a
few over the years who expressed some interest. I never quite.
We've shot videos at people's bars,
yeah.
and then they mix drinks.
Sure.
So yeah.
So in terms of that, there are several videos we have online where people are sharing one of their favorite formulas for you from their home bar.
We shot videos at some really fun home bars, and we did
nice decorative places.
I think. Well, the last place where we did a video was Tiki Underground that we were talking about earlier.
That's right.
But we did one at Fuchsia, which is near us.
Yeah. And that was a really long video because we went into interview mode for something like 15 or 20 minutes where he was just talking about.
But he was super interesting.
He was interested in what he's doing, and he's really built the liquor collection behind him. The rum collection is huge and very curated. He's getting in some great stuff and what he's doing with it. And it's just, it's like the library of booze.
But I was thinking before the pandemic.
Pre-demic.
I think was one of the last bars we shot at was Tiki TNT in Washington, D.C.
Yeah, true.
That was really fun. That was a great place.
They were very accommodating. Owner actually got on the stick and mixed some things. Was just shared a couple of things and told us everything about the place.
Yeah,
they are, as far as I can tell, they're still doing things that they were doing then. Like they have a light rum which is infused with the botanicals they grow on the roof. And
they have a whole herb garden.
So it's just this like all these botanicals in the rum, and it's like the gin of rums. And apparently it's really good.
I want to get this correct, but the only tiki bar in the U.S. that also has a distillery on the premises.
At the time it may still be. But they distill their own product. We saw the distilling operation. Fun. They are distilling from, out of my head. From molasses. And if you sample the product, you're like, they're definitely coming from molasses. Okay. But they have like light and darker, and the great thing is that they can just experiment. They try a batch, you're like, okay, that's not quite it. They try a different one. They just keep working it, and they end up with something that they like, and then they keep doing it.
And it's a beautiful location. They're right on the Potomac. It's really nice.
I think it's an area that used to be pretty industrial and probably a little seedy, and by now it's like, no, this is kind of high rent. This is a really swank location. I recall we had some food there. It was really good food.
It was.
There are 2 or 3 levels to the place, and I think in summer you'd just be sitting out on the deck, and it's like, wow, that's very cool. So TNT is well worth your visit. I know it's been difficult for a couple of years to do any of this sort of thing. As far as I know, they've held on as best they could, and
it's still open.
I think they're doing fine. You
can reserve a table.
So if you're heading down to D.C. and you want to see some of the national museums and whatnot, remember that your taxes have already paid for this and they're free.
If you're in the U.S.
If you're in the U.S. So go check them out. You throw a donation at them if you like, and see some fun stuff.
Hi, Lisa.
Then take a trek over to Tiki TNT and and restore your fluids that you've lost by being in all these dry museums. So that's a good thing, right?
There you go. That's the spirit.
That's the spirit. Get it?
That's the spirit's.
Big fun.
And I also recommend Fuchsia, which is near us that we were just talking about.
Sure.
But you can't reserve a table.
It's really
small, and they don't take reservations.
At current, it's a small location, so they have to restrict that. And it's
Peter, I'm up for a road trip to Tiki TNT.
Yeah. Oh yeah, sure. Yep. We do that. Do a road trip to Fuchsia. I've been to Fuchsia since a while now, and cool place. Really some good inventive drinks happening there. And it's the kind of joint where you can just start talking to the bartender and say, hey, what are you working on? And maybe he'll whip you up something that's not even on the menu and go from there. I don't know. I don't want to speak for the place, but it really feels like the type of place where he's always inventing things, having a lot of fun with the hooch, because hey, there's a lot going on.
Well, there's no point in having hooch if you're not going to have fun with it.
Shall we? I'm going to grab a standard shaker.
Like not Not Mr. Penguin.
Yeah, where did I put Mr. Penguin? I'm looking at you, my friend.
Safely out of the way.
Jeez. It's because I didn't get a good seat on the thing to begin with. So,
it's okay.
Clumsy me. Clumsy me.
Okay.
I'm saying it. I knew to blame. So.
Oh, Lisa, we're doing, we're just sort of doing a vague warm weather theme. And when I say vague, I mean vague. We're just messing around with some stuff we bought recently.
At current, at this hour of 10 to 9 Eastern Time.
No, Keith, don't be sorry. We love to talk.
Our warm weather is a little vague right now. I think the temperature has dropped precipitously, and then we're supposed to be getting ice on the weekend or something.
Amy, did you go to Archipelago? Because we love Archipelago, too.
Yeah. That was one of the first in the area to open up. And they opened up as a tropical type place, not necessarily a very traditional tiki joint, but they wanted to have like good pub food and just spot on drinks. It was just, I think it was a bunch of bartenders around the DC area who had done this for years and who really liked tropicals and who just didn't have the capacity wherever they were to do that. And they said, we need to have a place where you can just mix up some great classics and some new tropicals. So they did. And that's Archipelago. And that, among other features that they've had for years, is the shrine to Magnum PI. That is. This is very funny. This is very funny. And then they decided that they had an upstairs space that they wanted to just make like a real straight ahead.
Hi Danielle, good to see you.
Tiki joint. So they've got that too, and that's sort of the hidden bar you have to get on the reservation list.
Okay. Well, I got to get back on these. Okay, Peter's asking some good record stores in DC. Did we go to any?
No,
I don't think we went to any.
No. There absolutely have to be, and I have not been.
I know who to ask, though.
I could probably...
We could find out.
You could talk to Peter Pop. I bet he'd turn you on to that in 4 seconds.
No, but I mean, we know some people who will know, so...
We also know people who know, absolutely.
Gettysburg Man says we're hunkering down for the apparent ice storm as well. I keep hearing we're going to get it, so, yeah.
Yep, but definitely.
Yep.
It's interesting that I haven't really done a record store circuit in a long time. And I know that, like, New Paltz has a couple of joints, and across the river, I think Beacon has some fun joints I haven't been to. Would really like to check them out and see what it is, because, you know, we're still listening. I've been listening to a ton of stuff lately just from the collection that I hadn't spun too much, and I'm hearing some fun sounds. Hearing some really fun sounds.
Eric says, my girlfriend is telling me about taking molasses candy and dropping it into a hot toddy drink.
Oh.
That'd be good. I would enjoy that.
That's almost an obvious, isn't it? Yeah.
And, on me and gravity don't mix. It's just shipwreck.
Oh,
yeah, the
Kraken.
Yeah, the Kraken attacks.
Kraken attacks.
Which is just Kraken with a New York centric label.
So the label is the Kraken is attacking the Statue of Liberty. Yes, and of course, it's right there in the harbor, and the Wall Street sign is just going to hell down here. And I tell you, no! But don't fear the Kraken. 8 inches of snow.
Okay, hold on. Sorry, we interrupt this program to look at our weather report.
Checking that stuff out, eh? Okay, big fun.
All right, hold on. Winter Storm Watch. Okay.
Yeah. So you go from, what was it? What were we seeing today? Like 64 on the thermometer?
It was 67.
67 on the thermometer.
67. It was lovely.
It was really pretty stunning for February. And I said, I'm going out to grill because any day I can be out there in some warm weather. At this time of year, done. I do it all through the summer, of course. But
okay, you're talking about, I'm all turned around because, Friday. Because we're still...
Friday, like 20s and snow.
Tomorrow, it's like, it's cold, but it's nothing. And then Friday, snow.
Mostly cloudy. Oh, brother. There we go. That's why I don't put away my snow shovel.
Keep my memories of today.
Until the memory. Oh. Those Canaan days.
3 to 5 inches of snow expected.
Oh boy, great! You know, my our neighbor bought a snowblower towards the end of last year.
Daniel says I got to make a line run tomorrow.
Check that out.
Yes, 64. Yeah. Tiki Pocket is saying 64 today and snowstorm on Friday.
Gotta love it. Gotta love it.
I'm glad we got our road trip out of the
You know,
way
I bet you were in the cabana today because it would have been like 80 degrees inside there. It would have been like, whoa, this is awesome. And you should have been.
Keith, yes, I always love a classic
brilliant.
cocktail too.
And then Friday, you're going to be shoveling your way to the cabana. Ah,
Peter, we've had people recommend Dark Side to us, so yeah.
Yeah.
We usually, if we're going to Poughkeepsie, it's for a party, and we're there at night. But yeah, we gotta check in.
One of these days, gotta check these joints out. You know,
we need to create a snow baby on the beach drink. I love that idea, Lisa.
Fun.
That's so fun.
Fun stuff.
I love
what the hell
it.
am I doing here? I'm doing the
freak weather pattern.
freak weather pattern.
Speaking of,
Let's make something freaky. I think I'll go with the rye because we haven't had it in a while, and we'll have some fun with rye.
fun with rye.
Fun with rye. I think that's something. Did you use the pineapple?
I
with
did.
Rye? Okay. I'm going to go with an ounce of the rye. Maybe we'll do something freaky with the rye. This is actually 90 proof rye. Not unusual for rye.
No wonder I like it.
Yeah, most of the ryes in the market seem to be about 90 proof or something, or 100
like
proof.
a snow baby on the beach drink. That's fun.
I see a fair amount of bottled and bond rye,
Oh.
and that has to be 100 proof.
Oh, Gettysburg, ma'am, I'm with you. If I had to choose between snow and ice, I would choose snow. Yeah.
I'm going to go with an ounce of the Reposado tequila.
Oh, Ken says
Altos.
85 in Fort Lauderdale today. That's why you live in Florida, right?
Poor you.
Oh,
My heart bleeds.
I love it. Hi, Jamie. Good to see
Hello.
you.
Hey, Kitty, with you too.
Gotta open the windows here on the Carolina coast.
I
love
tell you.
it.
Man.
Okay, wait, so what did you do?
Ounce of the
Rye, 1 ounce rye.
the rye. Yep.
And then what?
And in fact, it's the
Sazerac.
rye.
What
Yeah.
else?
And 1 ounce of the Reposado tequila.
Oh, ooh,
So
this is
I'm
weird.
using an unusual combination because it's a freak weather pattern. I would like to make.
I like it.
I like it. I like it so far.
I'm intrigued. But
I'm intrigued.
So,
I will measure out a half an ounce worth of this lemon juice to give us some sour.
Okay.
Now I need some fun things to go in there. I'd originally been thinking about that pineapple, but I don't want this to taste
I
like
used that.
exactly
yeah.
like what you just did.
I think I'm going to use that
Because,
for my
hey.
other drink,
Yeah.
though.
So, what would be? How about the rhubarb? That's unusual.
Oh,
Yeah.
pardon me.
Mhm. Speaking of Giffard products, we happened to buy on one of our last trips to the same store the Giffard rhubarb, and that's different. It's a little sweet, it's a little bitter, and I think it's fun stuff.
I'm sort of inventing my drink while you make
Sure.
yours.
If you have any
So
good ideas for
pardon
this
me.
guy.
Pardon me.
Okay, half ounce worth of this rhubarb. I'm not trying to make this too complicated, just like a handful of ingredients.
Right. I got it.
And
I got it. Peter, I'm going to do a tequila drink.
let's see what else would go in here.
Wait, what did you do? The rhubarb? How much?
Half ounce of rhubarb.
Okay.
Giffard rhubarb.
Yeah.
It's very good. Again, it's a nice balanced flavor. It's not excessively sweet. It is a liqueur. The proof on this is probably like what? No, 20%. It's 40 proof. Yeah. Not much.
Yeah.
It's just the liquor.
82. Oh.
Liquor in there is just to hold the flavor. That's all it is.
All you
So
Florida
let's see.
people, I'm envying you right now.
I could use some bitters.
Although today was lovely.
I'll take the Bogars.
Bokers.
Yeah.
Is that down here?
Down here, it's in the tall bottle.
Here
Yeah, it's
we
an
go.
unusual
Yeah,
shaped
no,
bottle.
I know.
Good, just making
I
sure.
know.
So this is the Reproduction Bogart's Bitters, which comes to us from Bitter Truth. They decided somebody found a
Wait, okay, hold on,
19th century
hold on.
bottle of Bogars and decided that they were going to reproduce it.
Wait, okay, so you did the rhubarb.
Mhm.
What else?
That's it so far.
Okay, so
That's
you're going
what's
to do
in
the
there.
bitters next.
Bitters next. So
How much?
I can't dash from this bottle. I'm going to pour too much. So I'm going to actually try to give myself just a dash. Okay. That's more like,
I'll call it a dash.
probably more like 2 dashes. Stuff's very dark, so
2
it's really going to
dashes.
affect the finished product here. Place it back here. Place my shaker out of the way, although none of my other shakers have that danger zone as does the Penguin. That's what I get for trying the Penguin. Penguin ice!
Are we straining this one?
And strain into a cocktail glass. Do we have another cold cocktail glass behind me?
We should, yes.
Okay. So, if I reach in, I'll find it.
Yep.
Yes, we do. All right, fella. Sorry about that other guy. Sorry about your compatriot.
It happens.
Happens on live TV.
You're too hard on yourself.
I hate breaking things, you know?
Well,
we're very careful.
Nobody likes breaking things.
Very careful.
Well, some people do, but... Here, did you like it?
Break it all.
Here.
Take a sidecar. I will definitely garnish with
a lemon twist.
I will help myself to a lemon twist, and I will give that a twist to express. Oh, that expressed quite a bit. And we'll give that a sample.
I would choose beach too, Lisa. If I had any choice. Oh, Michael says, shake that thing.
Gotta shake that thing.
Oh, snow on top of ice is the worst. Oh, and hi, Michael.
Hey, and hello, Michael.
Yay.
We're just hand checking. Hey, Michael, so do you know any good record stores in the D.C. area? We had one of our
Yes, the conversation is about D.C. is happening.
Yeah, we're just talking. Just talking up D.C., that's all.
Yep.
From our nation's capital. You want to try this one. So that actually has a pretty unusual combination of ingredients that people will not normally do. And I think it works just great.
Oh, that's good.
And it's a very heavy lemon aroma to it because I give a good twist to that peel. It's a nice fresh bit of peel. And it was like, giving up with the lemon oil.
Lisa says it's the worst if you break a glass in the dishwasher.
Oh.
Bad.
Yeah, because the cleanup. And did you get all the fragments? I guess so.
Thank you, Michael. Michael's going to look into it, Peter. I love you guys. You're amazing.
This salon exists because excellent people come here.
Nick Lowe and David Bowie liked breaking glass. See?
Oh, hello.
Good company.
And there you go. I was just listening to the Nick Lowe version of that recently and saying, interestingly enough.
Eric says the only time I like breaking things is if it's to release rage.
I know. And I had nothing against that poor glass. What can I tell you?
Oh my gosh, he's still beating himself up.
Clumsy.
He's still beating himself up.
Hate it. 'Cause it's a specialty glass. We don't have any more of these. So that's it, you know?
Well, no.
We could reproduce them.
Well, it's not the only one we have, though.
Yeah, well, I know. But the fact is, I also believe in using the glassware. I'm not saving it for the Pope. We are using these things on a regular basis. These are our daily drivers. And we just use them and wash them and whatnot. You know, over time they'll develop like invisible fractures and things, and that will actually cause them to break eventually. And that's just life.
There are some good ones in Baltimore. Okay. Good record stores in Baltimore. Yeah.
Yeah, if John Waters hasn't gotten all the good records by now. Yeah.
Oh, Michael. Okay, great. There's one out near DC. Okay, gonna pop in. Awesome.
Okay. Definitely. There we go.
Hey, awesome. Here in Indiana, we're hoping the anticipated tiny bit of ice doesn't happen before the snow. Ugh.
Yeah, I'm like crossing the fingers on that one too, because that certainly still
Julie
happening to us.
says in movies when they throw glasses at the fireplace, I always say, now who's going to clean that up? I think that too.
It's a classic sort of thing to do with your champagne glass. Glug, toss, you know. It's the sort of thing I expect out of like something that's set in like 19th century Russia, where everybody is like freezing cold and they all feel like they're doomed, so they're just like, break the glassware, that kind of stuff.
Well, I threatened a tequila drink.
You threatened?
I'm going to
retrieve my umbrella.
Sherry inspired a drink idea today with her comment. So I'm calling this one barometric pressure.
Barometric pressure. I'm going to refill my glass with my sidecar. Here we go. Hello, hello, hello. It's a nice thing.
So for this one, I'm going to start with 2 ounces of Reposado tequila. I'm using Altos.
Fine place to be, isn't it? I hadn't had Altos in a while. Saw it today, and I said, "That's actually."
I know we can get it now.
It's a nice price.
I mean, we've had it.
A really good product.
It's been like sort of off and on available around here, but
it's a little flaky. Now, liquor distribution in the 50 states is flaky. It's really strange what you can and cannot get in a particular location, and you just have to know.
Hey, Marcy! Oh, tacos. Hey. That sounds good to me.
Hey, there's no problem with having to go get food.
Oh, Amy says I got tickets for Elvis Costello and Nick Lowe Straitjackets.
Oh, wow!
Nice.
Hey, are they playing around our area? I would see that, Bill.
Pressure Drop. That's a good name, too.
Pressure Drop's a good one. That's actually... Was that... Pressure Drop, I believe, was Jimmy Cliff, if I'm not mistaken. And then was also covered by Robert Palmer, if I'm not mistaken. So there we have like two big names happening at you.
I'd like to release the inner non-rage center. Lisa, I love it. If it's any consolation, I have that can't let it go problem. Okay. Errol says, before Tulsa had a recycling program, we brought our bottles to a recycling center. It was strangely rewarding to throw the bottles into the bin and break them. Isn't that like the recycling machines, though? When you put glass in,
yeah, it breaks them up.
Yeah,
into fragments. And one reason it breaks them up is so that you cannot reuse that code and get the deposit back. But another reason I think is just to compress it all into like a small thing.
That.
Oh, okay, interesting. Yeah, you know, when I was around 10 years old, 12 years old or so, I remember asking for a BB gun. This is getting back to the Christmas story things. And of course, you know, my mother at the time was probably thinking, I don't know, but you know, my friends were getting them, and you know, so we did. And what the hell do you do with a gun? You have to shoot at something. You have to shoot at your target that says Daisy air rifle. And you do that for a while, but then you have to go out and find something. So what we did, instead of shooting at small animals like some of the hoodlums that I had heard of, we actually found...
Why are we talking about this?
Glass bottles. Speaking of breaking glass. And I remember my friend and I would actually like use those for target practice and like, you know, shoot up a bunch of bottles. Now, at my age now, I'm thinking, what were those bottles that you found over on that corner of the beach there anyway? And
Amy,
you know, yeah,
Amy
I
and
can
Peter got
imagine.
there at almost the same time.
Cheers! Thank you.
Okay, so that was a ½ ounce of the Giffard pineapple that we bought earlier. Mm-hmm. Now I'm going to do a ¼ ounce of the Giffard Blue Curacao. It's going to be a weird color when I'm done, but I am making the barometric pressure.
¼ ounce of the Blue Curacao.
Yep. And then I'm going to do call it 3/4 of an ounce of fresh lemon juice.
That's a good idea with all that liquor.
And then...
Well, and then for your next trick...
Pardon me.
She'll find her next trick.
I'm going to find something fun to use.
Because apparently this hasn't been fun so far. It's been a great time.
Oh,
yep.
I know.
She's got it.
Oh, this is perfect. All right. So we bought this at Inuhele.
Uh-huh.
The Bitter Cube Black Lagoon Room Custom Blend. This one comes with a stopper. Dropper. Mm-hmm. Dropper, not stopper. I'm going to use a stopper of that. So yeah, Bitter Cube.
Pardon me while I actually correct my typing here.
Room.
It's a stopper, not a stropper, a stopper. A strop would be what you do with a razor. And there we go. The barometric pressure.
All right, now I need some ice.
AKA pressure drop. But I like the barometric pressure. That's a good thing. Okay. Save that up. Check out the comments. Boom, 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 boom. There we go. Oh, and the Clash covered that as well. Oh, yeah. It's just one of those songs that made the rounds, I think, at the time. It just hit something, and people said, yeah, that's it. And it's a great name for a song, too. Pressure drop is the sort of thing you might experience in the islands, as a matter of fact.
Pardon me while I spike the pudding.
Whoop! Pardon me while I continue to enjoy the freak weather pattern.
Enjoy the freak weather pattern.
It's basically my first cocktail of the evening because, you know, my first one, it just went
For those of you just joining us, we had a spectacular fail earlier.
Watch the rebroadcast and you can find some big fun happening
live
on
Amy,
television.
We're enjoying the Black Lagoon Room bitters.
Yes. They're good. It's a unique kind of a flavor. Let me give a sniff to this and tell you. Where do they go? Here we go.
It's back there.
Give you an idea of the profile.
Oh, look at the color. That's kind of
pretty.
Cool.
Kind of aqua.
kind of cool.
It's an old-fashioned style of bitters, which means like a lot of aromatics and some heavy aromatics like gentian. And there's a note in there. There's something that I actually have sensed in other bitters. I can't really identify it.
Thank you.
But there's one specific sort of root
Garnish
that they're
with a
using.
twist.
That's definitely there.
It's the barometric pressure.
So they're a little different, and I would try them in a really simple cocktail.
The barometric
and see where you are. Oh yeah, let's give that a try.
I love the color too.
Oh yeah.
Errol says, my brothers and I would shoot BBs and spent shotgun shells lined up like bowling pins.
Big fun. Spent being a good idea.
Yeah. Mystery note.
The mystery note. Yeah. Mr. Note.
Pretty. James said, ain't that pretty?
Ain't that pretty.
I was thinking, like, ain't that pretty?
It's just sort of like the color of Caribbean water, which takes us right back to the pressure drop. I got to tell you, the mystery note. I love that. You know, it's kind of like the lost chord, or you know, the one note theory.
The lost chord.
Yeah. The big note theory is what it is. That's a Frank Zappa thing again. I'm thinking, like, what is that anyway?
All I could think of was the brown note.
The brown note doesn't exist because the Mythbusters busted it. It's a hilarious idea. It's a terrible idea. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, look it up, and you'll go, oh, geez. Yeah, well, that's pretty funny, though. And as a matter of fact...
Needs a slice of kiwi. I think we have some dried kiwi somewhere, but yeah.
Would you like a slice of kiwi?
If you want.
Sure.
I mean,
we got plenty of sliced kiwi.
Let it soak in there.
Dried kiwi.
We don't have fresh kiwi, but don't spend too much time on it. But if you can find it. Oh, he found it.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. I'll take a small one.
Okay. Let's find a miniature.
Because if you bring me a big one, it's going to displace too much drink.
Yeah.
And I've already cleaned this bar off once tonight.
I've got a couple of skewers ready to go with ginger in here.
Give me the smallest one you got.
This is pretty good.
All right.
There you go.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Here we go. Oh, it's starting to bubble because it's dried.
Ah. It's infusing.
It's infusing. Oh, look at that. You can kind of see it in the bottom of the glass, too.
Yes, there you go. So you've got this sort of murk happening down there.
Yep.
No,
I like it.
No, actual Caribbean water would be clearer than that, but I think the color is just spot on.
Just tops. Yes, it does top it off. I agree.
You know, we have discussed many times the need for more garnishes on our show. So that's why I'm using the umbrellas
Oh,
tonight.
thank you, Jamie. Photo worthy indeed.
Yep. Yeah, seriously. I wanted to like whip out the umbrellas because I think they're a ton of fun. It's also great to identify your drink at a party. Everyone has got the same glasses. Is that my drink? Mm-hmm. Nope. Red. My drink, you know. That's a fun thing. And Fred makes a lot of things to identify your drinks. I think we have some beer
you
bands.
You would think they were sponsoring us, wouldn't you?
Yeah, seriously, you know, using all their products. And they make fun ice molds and things, but I
They're not.
I will say that they are making a lot of fun, innovative products, and a lot of things that are not necessarily drinkware, and then a lot of things that are drinkware, like they do good ice molds. So if you want to have some fun ice, I think they do that shot glass ice mold. If you want to have like a real cold one. I remember being at somebody's party once where they had spent days making about 300 ice shot glasses. And we're serving like shots of really good rum in them. And I was like, that's so much effort. And it was worth it. It's, you know, end of the day. It was totally worth it. So, Mai Tai.
I'm finding it. Yes,
yeah, it's called Mai Tai.
All right, I'm going to add them to our store.
We're going to put them in there.
I found them.
So those are, looks like a set of 6 is $10.99. Amazon pricing.
All right.
If you don't like to use Amazon, okay. But if you have no problem with that and you are interested in these, please follow that link at the bottom of your page there and just go to our store.
Lisa and Errol have been watching Key and Peele on YouTube.
Oh, Key and Peele.
Key and Peele.
Oh, yeah. Dick Nennigan's. Okay, we're getting a little
Or is
obscene
it
here.
garniche? Garniche.
It's the garnish or garniche. It depends. If we were in, say, a New Orleans bar where they happen to speak the French language, then it might be a garniche. I don't know. It might also be a ganache.
Speaking of watching.
Watching Pains?
No, not Pains. Has anyone been watching? Well, it's over. Like it's not new episodes, but has anyone watched Hacks with Gene Smart? Because that might be my new favorite show.
Pretty hilarious show. She's a stand-up comedian, and
yes.
she's like doing tours and like her travels and travails. Big fun.
Oh my gosh.
So, yeah.
If you have HBO, I highly recommend
Check
it.
this sort of thing out. These days, of course, you can probably go online and get an app and like get HBO for a month or two and watch all the stuff.
Hi, Christy. Good to see you.
Disengage. Hey, Christy. Lovely yourself.
Oh,
Back
Tiki
at you.
Paka says your kiwi looks like a jellyfish to match your dress. Oh,
Yeah, look at that. It's just sort of like.
it kind of does. Looks like we planned it, doesn't it?
Yeah. If that were, as it absorbs more, it might get a little buoyant and start floating around, and that would be very jellyfish.
Well, eventually it will get buoyant, but possibly not before I finish this drink. But
I'm still enjoying the freak weather pattern, and you're enjoying the barometric pressure.
oh, everything is speared with cinnamon sticks. Yeah, like the oranges just hanging off the side of a martini glass. Yeah, yes.
The cinnamon sticks. We were at a location. When was this? Was this before Thanksgiving? And I'm trying to remember why we were there.
I don't know
What
what you're
we're coming
talking
back
about.
from. In Newburgh, called Mama Roo. Speaking of New Orleans.
Oh, that place is fun.
Speaking of New Orleans, are you traveling in that area? Now, this joint is going to serve some kick-ass food. I'm just going to say that on the air right now.
Oh my gosh, it was so good.
Drinks were really spot on. Well, we stopped in for a brunch, and there were a couple of live DJs. So they were just spinning some wax, as they say, all 45s. Really great music. The staff was spot on. The drinks were great. The food was just, wow. That was just brunch that you want to have every
gosh. I was so
Sunday.
hungry, and when my food came, it was so good. I think I just pretty much inhaled it.
It disappeared.
It really did.
This part is actually very true. But wow, what a great sort of thing.
Yeah.
And why am I on that subject? I kind of forget. Why did I bring that up?
Cinnamon.
The cinnamon. So I had a drink that actually had a cinnamon stick that had been ignited. So I basically had this sort of smoking cigar.
It's supposed to be like a cigar.
Hanging out on the side of my drink. And I thought like that really added a lot of aroma.
It was great.
Yeah. That was the kicker with that. I forget what the drink was, but I believe it was bourbon based, and that was highly appropriate at the time.
I think I'm the one who ordered it, actually.
And I think this would have been probably November
And I
that we were
enjoyed it.
there. And the day was unseasonably not cold.
Yeah, it was another unseasonably
warm day. I wouldn't call it like warm, except that like we'd had several days within that period that were actually very temperate. In fact, we did a film shoot, same city, actually right next door to the same location, and the temperature was up. So that was just brilliant. It was great because production these days is happening like crazy. The Hudson Valley has gone nuts, and people are shooting stuff now, and it's been pretty freaking cold. So
one of these days, we'll be shooting a movie in the Hudson Valley.
Did
I say that out loud?
A couple of budding filmmakers here. Well, we've been making film for a long time. We shot some video today that is actually being posted somewhere else. And we shot some last week. Some of you might have seen that. We went to one of our favorite diners. We're still eating that food.
No, that's not one of our favorite diners. That is our favorite diner.
Yeah, I could say that.
Yeah.
What am I saying? Yeah, no. That's tops. Tops one of us.
Did you see Judy in Newburgh?
Yeah.
Did we see Judy in Newburgh?
No.
No, we did not.
We did not?
No, because she came to our party.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, we didn't. We stopped because our friend Pete Pop, DJ Pete Pop, does these brunches.
Yeah.
Like, what does he call them? Funky brunch. They call them funky brunch. And it's usually himself and some other DJ, and they DJ brunch at Mama Roo, and it's really fun. I bet she goes though, because they seem like they must be in similar circles.
These circles are very small.
Yes,
I don't doubt that.
Yeah, because it's very cool, and
she's
very cool. So,
that actual date, I believe, was like right around Thanksgiving that we were there.
It was it was when we were coming back from Randy Rainbow.
Oh,
because we'd seen Randy Rainbow in Providence.
That's
the night
we were
before,
traveling,
and we were driving home.
We decided, what the heck? So we could definitely use some sustenance at that point in time, so we did. So Pete was spending with his buddy Mr. Finewine, who has been
from
running
WFMU,
who's been running the Soul Show on that station right now for I think 25 years. Really a long sequence of Soul 45s.
Oh,
so.
Eric likes filming storms.
Oh, hey.
Oh, Lisa says, I didn't get an invitation. Wait, to what? Oh. That was like a while back, Lisa.
That was.
Yeah. That was a while back.
Mm-hmm. But definitely. I mean, there's a lot of fun things happening in our area these days. So if you are proximate, we can make some recommendations. If you are traveling and you'd like, I'd just like to check out what's happening here. I mean, we could also make some recommendations, but...
You could always come here.
You are...
Message us privately and we'll let you know how to get here.
If you are passing through on I-84 or Route 17 or that sort of thing, or in your major highways, and you think, well, I'm actually going to be in that neck of the woods. Well, let us know. Give us a private, and we can set it up.
Give us
you
a private. We love Randy Rainbow.
You're always welcome at the lounge. So there we go. Rainbow put on
that was really fun
show. His actual given surname is Rainbow, by the way. Speaking of given surnames.
Oh, Christy's saying, vodka tonight here. What are you enjoying? I'm having one that I named the Barometric Pressure, which is a tequila masterpiece with blue curacao and pineapple liqueur. We're calling it liqueur tonight because a liquor professional I know calls it liqueur.
Maybe she's a New Wave fan. I'm just saying.
Fresh lemon juice.
I don't know.
And the Black Lagoon, the Bitter Cube Black Lagoon bitters.
Yes.
And you are...
Black Lagoon Room bitters.
You're finishing. Yes. And you're finishing.
I'm about to finish the Freak Weather Pattern, which is, once again, that was rye, tequila, the Giffard rhubarb liqueur, fresh lemon juice, 2 dashes of Bogart's bitters, shake with ice, strain, and... that's a strain. And strain into a cocktail glass. And there we go.
And strain and strain.
And strain and strain and strain. Strain and then strain again. No, strain and strain is what I did earlier when I strained, broke a glass, and then had to restrain from the bar towel.
Oh my gosh, you gotta let it go. You gotta let it go, Bobby.
Oh, listen, I have no problem with restraining. I will talk about that because, hey, why waste? I salvaged about half that
He
cocktail.
broke a glass. It wasn't the end of the world.
This is the end of this cocktail, though. This is very good. It's a really nice balanced sour with some pretty unusual ingredients. I thought I could do that. It would look weird, and it would taste just great. Actually, it doesn't look that weird, but it sounds weird.
I'm really enjoying this one a lot, Christy. I really am. This was good.
I am enjoying this.
This is the barometric pressure.
Yeah. It makes me think we need one called the pressure drop too, but I think that's a future show.
Oh, I don't know. Zakira Hussein. Do you?
No, I do not.
Lisa, if you are in the neighborhood and would like to drop by for a live video, you just get right in touch with us. We would love to have you. Peter's been on here. Peter, are you still here?
Yep.
Peter's dropped by for a live video before.
Yeah. Peter used to be a little more proximate to us, so he was able to do that quite
Somewhat
quickly.
cured from the guilt I felt.
Yeah. And, Peter had a lot of fun on this show because we'll feed you a few drinks and you have no obligations to be on the show. It would be great to have a live audience, and increasingly we might be able to do that. And
yes,
one of these days, it would be great to make something and just pass it along to somebody. And
we've done that.
Just have some fun.
Yeah, I don't know if Peter's still around, but Peter did drop by for a live video, or maybe more than one.
We've actually done some live broadcasts from the Koala Cabana, which is north of us. Yep. And we have a built-in bar back there, and then we can pass a few drinks along. And We have a lot of fun with those. Of course, they have a fantastic selection of liquors
Hi,
themselves.
Fred.
So,
How are
hey.
you?
Hey, Fred.
Good to see you.
Hello indeed. Yeah. Speaking of your fellow Ohanaites, I believe.
Indian
we've been seeing
percussionists.
the lake.
Okay. All right.
Okay. You know, I bet that's to be seen at. Is it City Center that does all of the international shows? And I get emails from
Symphony
them.
Space.
Yeah, Symphony Space. I get the emails from.
Yeah.
There's like the.
Or BAM, possibly.
Yeah, I get the emails from the group that's actually putting on a ton of international.
Memorex,
shows.
Amy says.
Yeah. And there's huge amounts of like music from around the world that are happening in Manhattan. And we've seen at least one show there that was really, really
I played
great.
Symphony Space on tour.
Yeah, you did. I remember seeing you there.
I was the Wicked Witch of the West.
You scared a few children.
I really did.
Yeah, that was appropriate. You really need to do that again. But I tell you, like the shows that I've seen coming through there are just intense. I mean, things from South Asia and Latin America, Eastern Europe. It just is.
Oh, Eric, I don't
great
know
stuff.
Zap Mama, but
Yep.
I'm sorry you regret that.
I regret very few things in my time. In terms of shows that I haven't seen, I'm trying to think. Because normally I would have been like, is it happening? Let's go see that. I can't think right now of who I didn't see, who I really, really should have. Because a lot of the time I said, yeah, go do that. Go do that.
I'm sort of sorry we didn't see Herb Alpert the last time he came through, but I hope he'll come through again.
Yeah. Because it was Herb Alpert and Lonnie Hall.
Yep.
With whom he's been married for some years now. Lonnie Hall from Brazil 66, of course. And I just think they would put on this fantastic show, and it's just like...
Now I would just do it.
It's really like music industry royalty that you're talking about. And it's like, I could pick and choose. It's like when we saw Jack Jones. And his
Which
band...
was just amazing.
His band was just like... My band leader is this guy.
And I don't know if Doug is still here,
incredible.
but Doug was there. So,
he saw that.
Yeah.
And, Jack was just like... He was just really, really smooth. He was just like a great MC. And he's singing all of these songs that were hits for him, and it's just classics and standards. And his band leader was just this great guy. It's a fantastic bunch of people.
Christy's asking, will you show us the steps to your tequila drink? And you're empty-handed.
I don't have anything in my hand.
All right, let's do it again.
Mm-hmm. Oh, the Herb Alpert movie.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Herb.
Yes.
One of the things, Herb is part of that class of 58 from, what is that high school that all of those kids graduated from? That really created Los Angeles music. And we're talking like alongside Jan Berry, alongside Brian Wilson, these kids who suddenly are like, well, music can happen here too. And that really made things. So he's part of that. And then, of course, he forms a record label. And it's this dinky little label until they start having some big hits. And then they start actually lining up some big rock acts. And then they really start being a big thing. And, innovative, small label. As far as I can tell, they were actually very good to their artists.
Well, I would hope they're artists, so I would hope so.
Yeah, well, you should hope so. Yes, indeed.
Eric says they're an this is Zap Mama. They're an all-female vocal group consisting of women from South Africa, led by the singer Marie Doan, who's part South African, part Belgian. Okay. All right.
Sure.
Well, that sounds great.
Well, they sound like a hell of a lot of fun.
Oh, Jamie saw Herb and Lonnie in Chicago the week before we left. Oh, my gosh. Oh, good night, Gettysburg, ma'am. So good to see you.
We will see you in no time.
Yes.
Same bad time, same bad channel in 1 week.
Good luck in the storm.
Yeah, please.
Good luck in the storm.
In the eye of the storm. Eye of the storm.
All right, so Paul's going to recreate the barometric pressure.
Am I?
Yeah, I thought you were.
I was thinking.
Maybe you could do it on the rocks. Oh, no, he's got another idea.
There's something here.
Right.
So as recently, we do not have a Trader Joe's near us, which is like some kind of fantastic oversight that I cannot
I
describe.
love when you start a conversation like, we don't have Trader Joe's.
Trader Joe's. But recently I had occasion to travel to our neighboring county, which actually does have like 10 Trader Joe's because apparently they're hogging them all.
That's where all the rich people live. That's why they have Trader Joe's.
Yeah, well, we're very aspirational in this county. So they have something called Via Italia.
We try harder.
Italian blood orange soda. And I thought, oh, that sounds like a great mixer. So let's mix with it.
Oh, Eric always loved the album The Lonely Bull. It's great.
The Lonely Bull album is actually really cool. There's a lot of great stuff.
Hi, Chaz. Good to see you.
Hey, Chaz. Go.
Never saw Dean Martin, but Madison, Wisconsin is home to Joe Scalisi.
Nation's best.
Oh, my gosh. Okay. Oh, Dina Martin, his daughter, does a weekly live stream on Facebook. Oh, wow. I didn't know that. Dina. I knew who his daughter was, but I didn't know that, Amy, so thank you.
Well, you know, when you're drinking, oh, what for you. When you're invited.
Oh, I remember Rise. I remember, yeah, Rise, yep. Boom. So good. It's getting colder as we drink, Lisa says.
If I step outside right now, it's going to be really chilly, isn't it?
All right. So.
Let's do a highball.
What are we doing?
Let's do a highball real fast. Boom.
I'm going to call it a highball.
Single old-fashioned glass. Highball real fast.
A highball.
A highball. You know.
Real fast. Okay. What are we doing?
All right. Single old-fashioned. Fill with ice. That's a good place to start. Let's start with the sour, so that we actually keep this thing on the level. Give me about half an ounce.
Level. I'd hate to have a drink that wasn't on the level.
If your drink isn't on the level, you'll spill. Half ounce?
Sounds like such a 30s film.
Yeah.
You should drink on the level.
Hey, I comes to you on the level. Studsy says you're on the level. Why don't you be on the level? Studsy. If you know that guy named Studsy, I think he has no neck. The actual Studsy had no neck. We need a base liquor.
The actual Studsy, who was a fictional character.
Yes. We need a base liquor. And that's a great place to be.
If we're talking Studsy, it's got to be rye.
He's mixing with rye. In the same film, he asks what she's drinking, and she says rye. So there we go. 1.5 ounces of rye.
I don't think we've ever done an all Thin Man live video, have we?
We could actually just recreate the drinks from all of the Thin Men. And that would be fun because they do Manhattans, they do martinis, and they do highballs, and they do cider. So, like, at the end of the day, it's a lot of classics. You're not going to get really weird.
If we're going to do a Thin Man
You're not going to get weird, but people love classics.
I don't know if we can do it. I don't know if we can do it on a Wednesday though, because I got to go get my hair did if we're doing a 30s.
Got to get Marcelled?
I got to get Marcelled, and I can't do that myself.
All right, let's keep this simple.
Lisa says, I never met a straw I didn't like.
I get the rye. I get the sour.
Oh, thank you, Jamie. All right, we're going to work on this. Joe's band, the Dry Martinis.
The Dry Martinis.
Dean Martin is my spirit animal. I love it.
4 dashes of Angostura is a great place to be, I say.
Okay, wait, hold on. 4 dashes Angostura bitters. Mm-hmm. So far you got the rye, the lemon juice, and the Angostura, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Express a lemon peel over your glass. Ooh, that's expressing very nicely. Express. Fill with Italian blood orange soda. We used to be able to get this from our supermarket, but they stopped carrying it.
Now, what is this?
This is the Via Italia.
Blood orange soda.
Blood orange soda. There we go. Product of Italy. This, I'm not kidding you. This is the real stuff.
Express a lemon peel over an ice.
Stir with pink Velveteen Lounge stir stick.
Okay.
Leaf stir stick. I could drink one of those, 4 or 5.
All right, hopefully that makes sense.
It does to me.
A highball, real fast, I called it. Do you want a straw?
Highball, real fast. I'm good as is, but you know, I actually cut my teeth in southern New England where you don't really need the straw to drink Adele's lemonade.
Mmm.
Isn't that a good thing? A lot of places...
And it smells good, too.
And it smells good. A lot of places might serve you something that looks like this, and it's like, not that great. Maybe they don't have the fresh lemon. Maybe they don't have really good soda
really good.
to go in there. But it's very easy
Thin
to
Man
make.
drinks. All right, we got to do it.
All right. Well,
but we got to do it right. Pop the lime over your drink. The lime of the coconut. Well, there's a Thin Man movie that works for.
And drink boat up. There you go.
Oh, Chaz says, I wanted to grow up to be Matt Helm.
Hey, you know something?
Wait, hold on.
You're not the only one.
Lisa says, I used to listen to an internet radio station called Martini in the Morning.
Oh, wow.
They would do a lot of interviews. Oh, my gosh.
Oh, big fun.
Okay.
Hello.
All right. I've never heard of that, but that sounds amazing. Okay. And people are sharing her page. Thank you.
Please.
Thank you.
Let it rip. Let it rip. The fact that she's
Beer for breakfast would be a fun show. That would be a fun show. All right. That's got to be a weekend show.
I mean, that makes me think of...
Beer for breakfast has to be a weekend show, but I like the idea.
A couple of guys from Texas used to do a show up on YouTube called The Beer Bros. And they would actually do a new beer every week. No, they do like 3. They would sample 3 different beers.
Yeah, they would try them.
And see what's what. And they would tell you if it's like, yeah, this doesn't really work or if this is excellent. And they'd have their favorite beer of the week. A lot of fun. And I don't think they're doing videos anymore. And I know. It's really too bad because they had a fun show. They were just sampling beer and telling you about it.
We met them at VidCon and
yeah, they were great.
They were great. And they had a really, really great show. So I don't know if you Beer Bros, if you're watching,
keep it up. You know?
We miss you.
This is a big, crazy world of video. A lot of people try it and don't get a lot of attention. And I think keep reaching until you reach your audience because it's out there. People want to see your content. And this venue really doesn't care whether you reach your content at all. But you're watching, and we're glad for that. So
we are glad that you're here.
Yeah. You're drinking boat up. You drinking boat together.
I like the beer for breakfast idea.
Beer for breakfast.
And I love the Thin Man idea.
Well, didn't we have a particular gin at one point that was simply titled Breakfast Gin?
We did.
Yeah. It's like, well, that's what you put in your...
That was few spirits.
Oh, few spirits. Yes, did the breakfast gin.
Breakfast gin.
What do you want to put in your breakfast cocktail?
Well, if you insist, I'll have it for breakfast.
Now, is there such a thing as a breakfast gin drink? Well, of course there is. The Ramos Gin Fizz. That's obvious.
Exactly.
And then, of course, if you decide...
thank you, Christy.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Oh.
Yeah. I mean, I'm speaking to people I can see and people I can't see right now. Anybody watching on a smart TV? It's not that smart. You can't comment. That's terrible. But you know, if you're thinking, well, I wish I could comment, just hop on your phone and join on Facebook or YouTube and you can comment. I wish you would because we'd like to see you. And if I can't, if I don't see your comments, I don't know you're here. And these services will not tell me that you're here. So I have no idea.
I know, but...
I only see what people are saying.
We feel your presence.
We feel your presence, you know. But if you prefer to see it on your big screen, hey, go to town. That's great. So...
Sorry, just doing a little bit of business.
I'm sorry. I just got to get a little business there. Hey, I'll vamp. The simple fact is that it is very easy to get lost among these big services. And if you are actually trying a channel and you know it's not quite working for you, yeah, keep pushing and keep reaching out to people. Do different things. There are many, many different ways to reach people these days. Some of them work better than others. Some of the old established services are a little tapped out. I would say that about YouTube. It's pretty clogged right now. And ultimately, if you're trying to figure out how am I going to fix my dishwasher, go to YouTube. You'll find a video that will tell you how to do that. That's a great, great resource. If you're trying to learn how to grow your channel, that's a little more tough. So, what can I say? But you can always try some new things because there's always another service kicking around. People keep talking to us about TikTok. You can do a TikTok video.
Business calls, but... Yeah. Oh, William Charles, we are here. Oh, hello, and thank you for being here. Yay.
Thank you for being here. I put out the call just to make sure that
Amy
people are.
says went to a whiskey tasting and had breakfast whiskey.
Breakfast whiskey.
I love it.
Breakfast drinks, on that subject, we actually did such things recently because, well, we did a whole sort of like a brunch show. And I would say that of such things...
Hi, Chaz!
Some people love Bloody Marys and some people don't. I recently actually...
Chaz says, I'm watching. Sounds creepy when I type it out. I love it.
I'm totally watching, dude.
Oh.
I find that Bloody Mary is not the first thing I reach for, but the last one I had was really good, and people love them. So whenever we do a brunch here, we always have tomato juice so that we can make them. If I don't make it for myself, I will make it for you. I happen to be very fond of bubbly drinks.
Hello, Vegas AF. Good to see you.
What does the AF stand for? Don't say that out loud. So the other, we happen to be very fond of bubbly drinks. You know, big bottle of Prosecco on the brunch is awesome. Oh, Crown Royal Maple.
That sounds very breakfasty.
It kind of does, you know. Kind of sounds like syrup,
Amy's opposed to Bloody Marys. I'm not a fan either. He'll drink them, but...
The last one I had was really good.
I'm a mimosa.
The bottom line is you have to like and be able to withstand tomato juice. And if you're not, forget it.
Wait, Lisa says, when I'm not in Facebook jail, I usually have you guys on my phone on Facebook, and my TV has you on YouTube.
Oh, hello.
Oh.
Thank you. I like multiple platforms because, hey, again, as I said at the outset of this whole thing, suppose one of these things craps out.
The dog, Christy says, yes.
Switch together.
Yes.
Yep. What else is really good for breakfast brunch drinks? I mean, there's always people love mimosas, and there's a reason for that. And you can vary up the juice in there.
Eric.
If you're like, orange or grapefruit or pineapple, cranberry, you can do a lot of different things with that. A lot of different bitters you can do with that. That's great stuff. I happen to be very fond of just straight up bubbly. And then if you want to gas out of it with, say, some base liquor, you're talking French 75 territory. That's perfectly acceptable.
This was more of an evening drink to me, but I do.
If you make it, if you make it a little lighter,
I've had a French 75 of the afternoon, so
2 at the most.
Yes.
If you lighten it up a little, it's a perfectly respectable brunch drink. And I'm trying to think what else is good. Oh, highballs. People don't think too much about highballs.
Oh, Chaz, thank you. Oh, Chaz, watch my invisible video. Thank you. Thank you.
Isn't that the fact?
Made me sad until I laughed. Oh.
By the way, if I actually was drinking glass about an hour ago, I'm still standing, so I'm good.
Oh, yeah, Christy says, citrus does take the edge off. Tiki Paka says, I have you on my cell and also on my TV. Oh.
Oh, hello.
Thank you.
Hello.
I'm so flattered you bothered.
On the big screen, isn't it awesome? We're huge in your living room. Oh, big fun.
We're huge in your living room.
Yep.
Wow.
I'm trying to think of what else you would do for a brunch drink or a breakfast drink that's highly appropriate. Because you hear
a breakfast drink, milk punch.
You hear these early 19th century reports of I got up in the morning and had a drink of cocktail. I'm like, you had a Manhattan at 8 in the morning?
Oh my gosh.
Wow, that's a little hard. But that's pretty hardcore. But things with lighter things, like bubbles, is always a good idea. Because there's always a Collins.
If I can do this quickly.
You can do a Tom Collins.
If I can't, we'll do
John
this later.
Collins. You can do the classic G&T. I think is a perfectly respectable brunch drink. And you can have a few of those. You can do... What else works very well? There's always the lemonade absinthe drink. Not like a shot of absinthe, but just like the lemonade with about half an ounce of absinthe. That's pretty respectable as a brunch drink, I think.
All right, I just did a quick search. The time when Americans drank all day long. I should just drop the link.
Oh, I got to tell you.
The time when Americans drank
there was a period of time when a drink in the morning was kind of expected, and a drink at noon
Yeah.
was probably par for the course. And in the evening, of course, anything went. So, big fun. Big fun.
I'll find a better one to share. I'll have to find one to share, but yeah.
Yeah.
Love a Caucasian in the morning. Jamie says.
Well, that's a slightly lighter drink, and it's a little heavy, and it's not that far off from that, coffee with, it's really not that far off from an Irish coffee.
Eric says,
end of the day.
Morning drinks. Well, I'd say I know how to sleep in all by myself. There you go. Paul has a blue swirl glass on the bar. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's from Mexico. Yes.
Yep. These guys.
Oh,
yeah.
got a bunch of red
These
ones
guys.
from Scottsdale. Oh.
Yeah. These are Mexican glass. They're probably recycled glass. They, in fact, are probably hand blown because you can see the bottle mark at the bottom. And these are great. I think Chrissy and Jeff got these for us. Probably.
Yep.
We're definitely from Cancun. And I actually really like these a lot. And they're heavy. Heavy.
Yeah.
Like, I would have to really work to break this.
Yeah, Lisa's saying coffee liqueur. Exactly.
So there you go.
Oh, I'm sorry. Not liqueur. Tonight we're calling it liqueur.
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 Liqueur. We're not talking about liqueur. That is the band, Robert Smith,
You was
Crazy
called
Hair.
Mad Men, Amy says.
Mm.
Manhattan for breakfast are great with traditional eggs and ham.
Oh.
That sounds good,
Well,
actually.
there are those who like to have like a hard liquor drink.
Manhattan's for breakfast. Okay,
with
we're
food.
getting some votes for Manhattan's for breakfast.
Manhattan for breakfast.
Yeah.
I feel like I would want to lighten that up a little, but if you like it straight up, hey,
We'll
you
have
do
to
you.
try it.
You do you.
On the weekend, of course.
Of course. Not tomorrow. I got to work.
course.
I think that the way I like a Manhattan myself is a perfect Manhattan, which just means that you cut it half and half with the sweet and the dry vermouth. Nothing too strange
Lisa's
about
saying
that.
Bloody Marys. I know they're made with vodka, but can't you make them with gin? Well,
Sure.
of course.
Sure.
Yeah, definitely.
You could make those. We haven't. You can make those with that Tiki TNT
Rum. The green
rum.
rum.
Yeah.
Yep.
It is the gin of
They
rums.
call it green spice
Mhm.
rum, but it's really just using the fresh herbs from the garden.
And all of the
Really
herbals
good.
just
Really
remind
good.
you of gin.
Yep.
Because it's a light rum. It's not a heavy kind of a syrupy rum. It's just that kind of thing. And all of the herbals are just things that you might put into a gin anyway. So that's a really great choice. And we've used that to make a Ramos Gin Fizz. Ramos Rum Fizz, I guess. And it worked really well.
At least one.
I like a Ramos because it's a big
Two at the most.
production and it's a special effects drink. So what you do, of course, is put your ingredients in the glass with ice
Bloody
and
Maria
shake
is with tequila.
the hell
Amy
out
is
of
saying, yep.
Oh, yeah. There you
Yeah.
go. Absolutely. You can vary the
7
base
and
liquor
7,
on
you
a
could do
Bloody
that.
Mary
You could do that.
probably all you want at the end of the day. 7 and 7, when we get into highball territory. I was talking about making highballs for brunch because it's a tall drink. It's fizzy. It's it's not a tall glass of booze. It's just like a shot. So you could actually have.
That's a good drink name, by the way.
You
just
can
saying.
nurse that along for a while. We watch a lot of movies where people order a drink and it's just like, give me a whiskey, and it's like, you mean 2 fingers of whiskey over a rock in your glass? That's it. Okay, yeah, that's good one drink, but you're not going to repeat that all evening, And for brunch, you want a tall one. Get some fizz. Tom Collins, John Collins, gin and tonic. What else works in that category? Like a lemonade and whiskey kind of a thing. Lemonade and bourbon, definitely. So I think there's a ton of variations that goes on forever. I'm probably forgetting something really obvious that people might do, but anything that is a tall glass, a lot of ice.
Oh, Peter's saying I can see
mixer,
a triple
Sean
sec
Hooch.
or Grand Marnier for breakfast. I can too.
Grand Marnier is
I can see that too.
Grand Marnier is 80 proof. So you could have that as a shot with some ice, and maybe a mixer.
Chaz says, your advice to not drink for breakfast before work is wanting me to be a better alcoholic.
You know, Chaz, I've always considered you to be a professional alcoholic.
Garnish.
So I think you're well on your way to completely like professionalizing the whole aspect.
You want a little something.
Well,
because we're still talking.
I had a little something.
Drink's gone.
You know?
Drink's gone.
Take it away, Defends.
He yanked it from my hands.
We still have this blood orange soda.
He yanked it from my hands.
We still have plenty of lemon juice.
Oh, okay.
Twists.
Grapefruit juice. Okay, we're getting some votes for grapefruit juice, lemonade. Yep.
Lemonade is good because a whole glass of lemon juice would be a little puckery, but grapefruit juice is good for that purpose.
It might be puckery.
I completely skip over orange juice because there's a sweetness factor there, but you could always do sort of like a half and half orange grapefruit and just like bitter up a bit.
I have an idea.
And then you get into the realm of, suppose you started to add a dash or even a half ounce of an Amaro. No, that's kind of interesting. And then, of course, there's always the Aperol Spritz, which is a classic brunch drink right there.
I have an idea.
Yes?
I reserve the right for this idea to be awful.
If it stinks, oh well.
Hey,
I completely poured a cocktail over the bar earlier this day, so that might happen.
I'm trying to make this fancy.
Ready? Snick. Yep. It's like you're flicking that up right there. Right. There you go. Glendora wine glass. Do all of you have a Glendora wine glass? You don't? Would you like a Glendora wine glass? Because we have them for sale. Let us know. We can make that happen. If you're interested to help this show materially, our Patreon handle is right there at the bottom of the screen. That does help. And if that's not something that you could do right now, of course, the Amazon store shop actually does work. So.
Right. I have added a small amount of red wine.
Oh, red wine. Who might be inspiring this type of drink?
Let's say a quarter of a glass of red wine to my glass. To my Glendora wine glass.
Yes.
And then I'm going to add a splash.
It's going to make it taste 73% better, as a matter of fact.
There we go. Just a splash of fresh lemon juice. Mm-hmm. And then I'll take that soda. Let's see what happens. It might be horrible.
You're trying a sangria type item, aren't you?
We might end up pouring it out.
Well, I won't write it down yet, but...
Yeah, so I would say equal parts of the blood orange soda and the wine with a splash of fresh lemon juice. Let's see what we think.
What do we got?
Oh, yeah, I'll finish that.
Okay, so there you go. Sometimes you mix, and sometimes it actually hits it really hard.
Oh, you want to lighten things up?
Oh, yummy. Yep.
Thank you.
You know, Viva Italia.
Glendora's morning after.
Italia actually went to good expense to come up with this great Italian blood orange soda. It works very well in a sangria type situation.
Glendora's morning after.
Ah! You know, when I've had a few too many and I need to sort of tame the whips and jingles.
Whips and jingles.
As Trader Rick would say.
Hold on. Glendora's morning.
There's got to be a Glendora morning after.
There's got to be a morning after.
There does. I don't know why, but there does. That's a simple fact.
Hold on. Sorry.
That's okay. Got to type this thing out. So it's a dry red wine. Happened to be at the moment a Merlot. You might recognize the Merlot. And then you actually put the chilled blood orange soda in there. And a splash of the fresh lemon.
Yep.
Now that's just designed to keep this from being too sweet. The wine itself is kind of dry. So that should counteract that. But it's still a little bit. So you put the lemon in there. And that's a classic formula for sangria anyway. Sangria is another brunch kind of a drink, although it's actually the way that a lot of people in the world drink a lot of wine. So
it's entered.
Boom! Awesome. Awesome. Got him.
You drink more than one.
Garnish.
Oh! A bloody whiner.
Oh, what's going on here?
Glendora. Oh, Peter. Oh.
Big vote for 125%.
Amy says, I just picked up raspberry oranges today. Oh, I haven't even seen that.
What?
Wait, go back. Hold on. Go.
Glendorange morning after. There we go.
Oh, Christy's saying, what's your favorite shot or neat drink? Oh, man. I like bourbon, tequila. I would say bourbon and tequila for me.
2 fingers in a glass. I would do in this
Glendorange. Oh, Glendorange morning after.
Yeah.
Jamie, I think you just named it.
I would do in this order 2 fingers of a nice blended whiskey. I happen to be fond of Crown Royal. Actually, that's actually a nice thing in a glass.
Glendorange morning after it's been named.
Brandy. We've got some good brandy on hand that we actually mix with all the time, but I can take a finger of that in a glass with a big rock. And then blended scotch. So,
Lisa
in that
says,
order.
We need a drink named Garnish.
Garnish!
I love it. That might be next week, but I love the idea.
Garnish sounds a little Middle Eastern, but in most of that area, people don't drink. Well, they shouldn't anyway.
Oh my gosh. Harold says, I wouldn't throw out a bad tasting drink. The rate at which I drink is inversely proportional to how well it tastes. Oh.
We have certainly made things on the show where we said, nope, not going to happen.
Nope.
Those will be not mentioned at this point in time. But when it's bad, we toss it in drain cleaner because actually it is kind of drain cleaner.
This is good.
And then we might try it again and vary something up, and suddenly it becomes good. And that is very important to note.
Glendorange morning after.
Glendorange.
Hey!
Gotta try that again. I don't know, I forgot.
You could make a Glendorange morning after for yourself.
Yeah, I could. That's good. Oh boy.
Isn't it?
Is it our time? So, a lot of fun things tonight.
Wait, hold on.
Black Seal rum.
Oh, Lisa's drinking out of her Glendora glass.
Thank you. Oh, that's marvelous. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I love the Glendorange morning after. That's such a good idea.
Well, it's a fairly simple thing, and I think that you could achieve this quite easily in your home. Not tonight, but soon. Absolutely.
So Steph, it says we used to have Black Seal rum for a sipping drink while working in our boutique.
Wow.
I love it.
I like a sipping drink while working.
I know, right?
Just a little something while we go. Keep yourself relaxed.
All right, I think it's that time.
It might just be that time. We've made for you 6 drinks tonight.
I think we have.
If one of them actually hit the deck, that happens.
Although one of them was squeezed out of
a bar rag.
The bar rag just sounds like a song now.
Gotta say, it's pretty ignominious. A song written by whom I think of, Gordon Lightfoot. Bar rag drink.
Bar rag.
Bar rag drink. And you know something? I tried that out of a fresh paper towel, and it was perfectly fine. So it did not suffer. It wasn't a dirty paper towel. It got kind of warm because of all of the activity making it get there, but at the end of the day, it was okay. I was really interested to try it. I'm very sad that something had to be sacrificed for its production. Sometimes these things happen, and you know what you do?
They do.
You keep on going.
So yeah, ragtime. Yeah, it was ragtime sherry for sure. Okay, time for a toast. Well,
We're so glad we had this time together.
To you for joining us.
To borrow a song.
Thank you.
We actually have been watching Carol Burnett on here, by the way, so that's highly appropriate. We just like to have a little color going on
I
the
haven't
side
looked
there while
over
we do,
once.
so it's not too dark. And that show, of course, was brilliant, and you can watch a ton of it right now up on your internet sources. Yep. Oh,
she's guzzling wine.
Out of a plastic glass from the bottle. Hello. Well, that's hilarious.
Oh, good night, everyone. So good to see you.
Of course.
We love
of course,
you guys.
Paca. We would love to have you here in person because that's achievable.
Would.
Of course. And, you know, the weather is going to be whack for a while, but it will straighten out, and then we can do such things.
Yeah.
So,
all right. So, thank you
always.
for joining us. This is always the awkward part. I gotta grab my phone. Oh, and of course, the video got small for a second.
and suddenly fun stuff happens.
It's what happens when you pick up your phone.
But as always, we're so glad you could join us on whatever platform. If we have not seen you visible tonight because you're on a smart TV or something, send us a message. We appreciate that because, you know, we're glad you could be here.
Oh,
there is
thank you so much for joining us.
Much content happening these days. You could watch this show, you could watch that show, but you watched our show, and that's how we can do such things. We served you up several drinks tonight, which were a lot of fun with some pretty unusual things that we found locally. Check out your local store. If they don't have what we were mixing with, ask them about that. Maybe they can order it. You know, that's very commonly available.
Yeah.
We used some fun sodas tonight. I got that stuff from Trader Joe's, which is really good. I've seen that other brands of blood orange soda.
We can buy blood orange at the supermarket.
Yeah. So maybe your supermarket has that too. I hope you have a good supermarket. Because, you know, fun cocktail ingredients are all over the place. You just got to look. And as always, no matter where you are, and no matter what you do, we